And welcome you to the Liberal Arts Academy Alumni Panel event. As you know, these events are in celebration of Queensborough's 50th anniversary. So again, thank you for coming. The plan for today is we have 3 right now, but ultimately going to have 5 liberal arts alumni here to talk about their experience career-wise, life-wise after UCC. So what this should do is sort of give you an idea of what a liberal arts degree can do for you. And we have a wide range of panelists who have done a lot of different things with their degrees. We're going to spend, each panelist will maybe talk for 5-6 minutes about his or her experience after QCC. And then once the panelists are finished, you'll have a chance to ask them questions. So as they're speaking, think about what you might want to know, what maybe they left out from their experience and that you want to ask them. To start, we're going to have Dr. Megan Elias from history talk to us a little bit about just what the Liberal Arts Academy is, so you get perspective from, where our alum are coming from.
So I am a faculty coordinator at the Liberal Arts Academy, and so what I wanted to do is just tell you what the Liberal Arts Academy is, and really what it is a resource for you, the students. You might not know that you're in it, but if you're a liberal arts major, you are in the Liberal Arts Academy. If you have not completed 45 credits yet, is it right? She doesn't want me to look at her. 45 credits, I believe that's the number. You then sort of phase out of the academy. And what the academy is a support system, just to put it really simply. It's a support system for students. There are freshman coordinators who are people whose only job is to support you as you go through your first 45 credits. They're in Humanities 351, that's their room, and anytime, I mean, they're there until 7 at night, so you can go there and just ask any questions that you have about registering, about dealing with horrible professors, about stress, anything. So, and about careers, like what do I do after I finish my liberal arts degree here at Queensborough? And all of them have been through college. They're recently out of college, so they're close to your experience. Many of them, I think maybe most of them started at community colleges and then went on to 4-year schools, so they can really help you understand what transferring is like, as well as how to do it. And then the Liberal Arts Academy also has faculty coordinators like me, and what we are starting to do is to provide events. And I really wanted to make this event myself, and then I found out that Ziva was already doing it, so I was very happy that she was having this done. I think it's really valuable for current students to see themselves in 4 years, to see where you can get to, and it's really inspiring to me always as a professor to meet people who got out of Queensborough and moved on in their lives, and you can do it too. So other kinds of events for planning for next year are a travel abroad program, a group read, like the big read that Ziva also just organized, and social events, movie series, and a lecture series. Those are just some of the things that we have in mind. So it's something to keep remembering that you're part of an academy, that there are people who are specifically dedicated to helping you guys out. And that's really all that I have to say about the academy, so we can get on with hearing the success stories.
Yeah, you know what? I can speak forever, so I decided to write it down to make life a little easier for you. My name is Susan Madera, and I do work here at Queensborough. When I graduated from high school, I was eager to attend college, and my plan was to be a psychologist and help people either to solve their problems or to cope with their problems. So I went directly from high school to Brooklyn College, and I had a really horrible experience there, and I decided to put that experience in college behind me and get a job. I secured an entry-level job at a really wonderful company in Manhattan, and I did really well for myself, and as time went by, I moved up the corporate ladder. I had more responsibility, I made more money, and just as my job moved up, I moved up myself. In my personal life, I got married, I had children, and my husband and I decided that I'd be a stay-at-home mom, and that's really difficult to do, quite honestly. You have to make a decision about what you want to do, and at that point, my children were my priority. So I stayed at home, and although I loved being at home with my children, I started to think that I needed a challenge outside of the house. I decided to take a class, and I was a bit nervous because I had had a really rough time, and it had been actually 20 years since I was in college, so I was a bit nervous. So I did a little research, and I found that Queens College was nearby, and Queensborough Community College was nearby. And just the word community and community college made me feel a little bit more comfortable, so I decided to come here. Okay. So I came and I registered for one English class, so I came one night a week, and I declared myself a liberal arts major, thinking that that would open up many possibilities for me. So once a week I escaped the world of Disney and Dr. Seuss, and I came here and I was able to read books that had more words than pictures on them. And it was a really great experience, and it was the beginning of a journey for me. So the next semester I took 2 evening classes to see if I could manage that with, you know, everything at home, and it worked out to be really a good thing for me. So I came to Queensborough actually for 4 years, the first 2.5 years as an evening student. And I even managed to sneak in a summer class because I had a friend who helped me out with the kids. And then the last 1.5 years I attended as a day student. And I have to tell you, you guys are so lucky to be day students. I found that there was an incredible difference between the evening and the day. When you came at night, you ran to class, attended class, and you ran back to your car or to the bus. So when I was here during the day, I saw free concerts. I attended events like this. I went to some poetry readings and lectures, and I joined 2 honor societies and a club. So it was really kind of exciting for me. I remember that at one point a classmate had asked me when I was going to transfer out, and I said, what do you mean transfer out? Why would I want to do that? If I could have, I would have stayed here for my bachelor's degree. I really felt very comfortable at Queensborough. I found that from the professors to the staff, everyone was so warm and welcoming and wanted to help me to be successful, and that was what I needed to keep going. So after I received my associate's degree, I moved on to Queens College to pursue my bachelor's degree. And the associate's degree was the best choice I could make for myself. When I met with a transfer counselor at Queens College, they told me that I'd made a great decision by waiting till I got my associates to transfer over, because I had met all of my LASAR requirements. Those are the liberal arts and science requirements. And that I could then focus on my major and minor, which is what I did. So I majored in English, and I minored in secondary education. And after I completed my student teaching at a local high school, I decided that I didn't want to teach high school. But I had my degree to fall back on, my associates, and I had my bachelor's now. So that worked out for me as well. Although I did take my state license, so I am licensed to teach, I wanted to do something more than that. I saw firsthand how many students struggled in high school, and they weren't prepared for the college courses that were waiting for them. So I began to think about a career in post-secondary education, which is college, where I could use my experience as an administrator and my training in educational theory and my desire to help students to be successful. So I began to search for this dream job. And my search led me to a temporary position at Queensborough, where I worked on a research grant offering learning communities to freshmen. And that position led to my current position as an academic program specialist for the freshman academies. So I had found the dream job that I was looking for. I've begun yet another journey as I continue my education, because I'm now a graduate student at Queens College. And in closing, I just wanted to say that many of you are unsure of your path. You knew that you needed college to get ahead. We all know that education is key to success, no matter what the success is. And I think that your decision to attend Queensborough as a liberal arts student is the first step in the right direction, which is towards a bright future for you. So your liberal arts degree will open up a world of opportunities for you, and you can decide where you want it to take you. And I just want to wish you all good luck on your journeys.
I came here from Ecuador when I was 27 years old, and I got married, I had my child, and I decided to stay at home with her until she went to school. She started school. So when she started school, I felt like I need to do something. I was having all this time at home without doing, too much, and I was missing school. I came from my country with a title already. I went to university there with administration, business administration. but I didn't apply here. I didn't find any job because I didn't manage the language. I didn't speak English when I came here. So that was my motivation to come to not to come here, to motivation to continue studying here in the United States. So I bring all my degrees, all my grades from Ecuador, and they sent me here. The City University, when I applied, they sent me here. I was afraid, I'm checking now, so I'm very, I had a lot of fears. But at the same time, I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something more with my time, with myself. So I came here, and it was incredible. I mean, these people here, they helped me a lot. I didn't know what to do. My only ambition was to learn the language, to learn English. So I started taking all the speech classes, all the speech, all English classes, just phonetics, or everything that has somehow related with the language. So I didn't have any goal. I didn't know what to do, what career to take. That was my ambition. So while I was here, I was doing fine. I was always in the honor student, so when you had a GPA 3.5, 3.6, I was doing great and I liked it. So there was a professor in the Department of Speech, I think it was Dr. Stromer. He was the one who introduced me to the field of speech pathologist. He said, why you don't follow that? I said, what is that? So he explained to me, but after he explained to me, I went to the library, I did some research, and the speech pathologist, you had to really, do the whole career. It took forever. I said, oh my God, but I was around 36 years old when I started here. So I said, I'm too old for this. But then I said, who cares, right? I mean, I just want to continue. I was really happy. The teachers here, the students, I have a great experience. I think that when the teachers see you, that you really want to make it, that you really want to be, do your best, they help you. They help you no matter what. So there are no barriers. There are not that you're too old or you don't have friends. I'm very shy. I didn't have, I didn't ask too many questions either. And that's something that you shouldn't. You should ask questions, you have to talk to people. You don't have an idea the kind of information that you can get from them. Really. I miss a lot because of that. But I was fortunate to have this guidance, Dr. Stromer. So then when I finished here the liberal arts, I transferred to Queen's College. And I went directly to a speech pathologist, to the department. Wonderful. It was for me. I don't see myself doing any other thing that is not, being a speech pathologist. It was great. I graduated with honors there in the department. And then I applied I didn't start there because I couldn't do anything. Just with a bachelor, you don't do anything in this career. So then I applied for different schools to get into the master's. This career is very competitive. You don't get accepted just like that. But I was lucky, I guess. I was accepted in every single school that I applied. So I decided to go to Columbia University. I was accepted there. So I got my master's through Columbia University, and that was 2004. And since then, I've been working as a speech pathologist. And I'm telling you, I didn't even imagine that I can go without speaking the language, because I'm doing a speech with bilinguals, with the Spanish speaking, and there is a lot of job out there with bilingual kids. With bilingual kids that needs bilingual therapists. So I'm fortunate. I'm traveling. I went to Paris 2 weeks ago. I'm doing things that I never imagined that I'm going to be able to do, because when you have when it's not even like you know what you want to do. It's like you want to do something to improve your life, something that makes you feel better. Believe me, you will get there. There is no. I'm proof. I didn't even speak the language when I came here, and it was amazing. I feel so. That's what I not only that. When you're surrounded with people that have a positive talking, when you have conversations with people, you notice that people are so negative. You run from those people. Look for people, yes, because that is like a contagious, When somebody comes and starts, oh, it's difficult, oh, this teacher does, oh, everything is negative. You just go away. Look, surround yourself with people that have good talking, positive talking, because words really have power. If you just follow, what people When I said to my family, to my friends that I want to start a school, they say, no, you're too old. Why do you want to go to school? Just find a job. I said, really? I mean, it's so hard? Yeah, you don't even, I mean, you can try. When you make it, you come and tell me what told me. And I said, really? So that instead of, giving me a bad influence, I said, okay, so I could come and tell you when I finish. And until now, I mean, people are just, they don't believe that, that things are really possible to do it. It's up to us. It's not up to them, it's not up to your family. No matter what surroundings, no matter how poor you are, how rich you are, what your condition is, if you want to do it, believe me, you will do it. And this is a place to start. And my experience has been so amazing that I have people that I know, young people, they ended up going to college, and I tutor. I have right now 3 students at Queens College, and I'm tutoring them. And they went to the field because, I think that this is the best thing to do. Speech pathologist, if you want to be a businessman, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a teacher, whatever you want to do is there for you. And now it's difficult because it's difficult. I mean, I cannot deny it. You have to work very hard. Sometimes I didn't even sleep. I have my daughter, went to school. I have my family. But if you want to do it, there is no buts, there is no because, you do it. Just go ahead, continue, and don't look so far because then you will get overwhelmed. Just do it until now. I mean, sometimes it's good to be like that, sometimes it's not good, but I think when you are in school, it's better to just look for tomorrow. You have something to do tomorrow, you do it, and it's a game. Life is a game. Just take it as a game, as a challenge to yourself, and you will do it. Believe me, you will do it.
Hi everyone, my name is James Kieser. I actually work on this campus. I'm a teacher of English, and I'm not going to go too far back in my life, but instead talk about my journey here, more in focus. I came here in 2005. I had retired from a position in the printing business. I'd worked for more than 20 years in the printing business, but in the last 5 years of my career there, I always had this desire to be a teacher. When I was art director in the printing company, I trained a lot of artists and taught a lot of artists. And I always liked that. There was this interaction I had with people that I really found satisfying. And seeing young talent come up, I found very profitable to me in seeing that. And I thought about becoming a teacher. I didn't know really how to do it. So being I live out in Long Island, and I was living in Long Island at the time, I went to Nassau Community College, and I found it a little claustrophobic. And so I was born and raised in Queens. I'm from Ridgewood, Queens. And I said, I'm going to go back to Queens, go to CUNY. My sister went here, and other family members had gone to CUNY schools. And I said, let me try CUNY. And I came here, and I was welcomed with open arms. It was a really nice, my first experience here was really moving. It was very nice. And it was also trepidation about, at that time I was 47 years old. I'm going to go back to school with a bunch of 20-year-olds? I was like, I don't know about this. I felt so out of place. I didn't know what to do. And so I went to evening classes. The advisors recommended maybe start with the evening class. Take a couple of evening classes, ease yourself into the college process. So I did, and my first English professor was Dr. Robert Becker. And after my first paper, he said to me, do you ever think of taking an honors class? And I was like, why, I can write well? He says, it needs work. He said, but there's something here. I see a talent in you. So I talked to Dr. Michael Rago, who then ran the honors program. And he gave me a few honors classes for the next semester, and from there my career blossomed. I graduated Queensborough 2 years later. I was very diligent about that, and I recommend you do it, no matter what age you are. Stay focused, okay? Try to do your work. It's very hard. I was working full-time and going to school full-time, and it's very hard to maintain that level and to keep doing it and to keep plugging away. But when you see a goal, when you're trying to attain a goal, when you attain that goal, you keep moving on. You don't stop, because once you stop, it's again hard to get back into that groove. So I would suggest that if you can, try to take courses every semester, even if it's 2 or 3. If you're part-time, just keep going, because you will graduate. And if you can do it in 2 or 3 years, that's great. If it takes 4, that's good as well. Just don't stop. So I was enrolled in the honors program, and I got out in 2 years, and I took honors classes in psychology, sociology, Spanish, and I graduated with 19 honors credits. And then I know to be a teacher, an associate's degree is a great start, but it's not the answer. You have to get at least your bachelor's. And I thought about teaching K through 12, so I went to Hofstra. And what was great about my honors diploma from Queensborough, I got a scholarship to go to Hofstra. All right, it took a large chunk of my tuition away from me. So I not only had a great education here, I took with me something that gave me, tangible value as well as, value of an academic career. And at Hofstra, my career there was great. Really good professors. But then I thought about it. I graduated last year, and I enrolled right into the master's program there. And I thought about it, and I learned just as much here than I did at Hofstra. And what's great about the liberal arts program is that here, you satisfy all your general education requirements. So when I graduated here, when I went into Hofstra to get my bachelor's, all I had to take were my major classes, which was English and English education. And I graduated Hofstra with a double bachelor's degree, one in English literature and one in English education. So my time here was not only one that was spent learning a lot about the world and learning about the academic part of the education, but what I liked as well is the diversity here. And the professors here are outstanding, I'm telling you. There was not an iota of difference between the professors at Hofstra and the professors here, nothing. The only difference was Hofstra was a lot more expensive because it is a private school. All right, so if you want to spend $35,000 of your parents' money, good luck. But it's getting that from them. But my point is, it is important where you go, and this is a great school, but it's what you put into it is what you get out of it. And now I'm pursuing my master's, and I was fortunate enough here to be hired as an adjunct in the English department, and I love every day of my job. It's the best job ever. And if you come to this campus, I think you'll have the fantastic experience that I had. I can't see it any other way. So thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Next we'll have Jamal Bella.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jamal Bella. Graduated from QCC in 2008, and I'm currently attending Queens College, pursuing my bachelor's in media studies. At Queensborough, I was very socially active. That is what I took from here, which is going to go towards my career. I'm stuttering right now. It's very odd. I was student government president and involved in student government for many years, and I wasn't able to do that without the approach from an English professor that I cannot remember his name right now, which is really bad. And he recommended me to become the senator of his club, and then my journey into student government followed. But what also, as everyone has said so far, their education experience here has been phenomenal. All my professors have been approachable, and all of them knew me by name. If your professors don't know you by name, you're not getting that A. You might get that A minus, but you get that A. If they know your name, you'll get that A. So Queensborough was my second stop. I started at Briarcliff College. I took a year off, and then I applied to Brooklyn College, and Brooklyn College said, "You got to get your grades up." So I came to Queensborough, and I was able to do that here. And now I'm at Queens College, and I've applied to Hunter College. I've applied to several different colleges and gotten into all of them from my education here. So this is a great start. It's one of the best in the tri-state area, I think. Dr. Marti, I know I've actually shaken the president's hand. I mean, you can do that today too. You can. Because of the community, because of the tight-knitness of Queensborough, you create relationships and dynamics with faculty and staff members, and it helps you throughout your career. Right now, I'm working in Queensborough as I'm pursuing my bachelor's degree, and as you all know, the job market is not that great. So I was lucky enough, I was blessed enough to know and to work with people here that know my work ethic and are willing to hire me. So, like in PR, which I'm planning to go into, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But what you learn here is just as important. I think I'm going to stop there for now. Yeah.
Plenty of time for questions, so I'm sure there will be some coming your way. Our last panelist is Yan Kai.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon. Sorry if I sound a little funny, I have a little cold. I too have a speech prepared. I just wanted to say thank you for having us here. It's a great honor to be invited. I think before I speak about how what path I took after leaving QCC, it's important to tell you why I came here. As a senior in high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. In senior year, all you worried about was the senior prom. So by the end of the year, the criteria for choosing a college was very simple. I had 2 criteria. Number 1, the name had to have university in it because it just sounded better. And number 2, it had to be far enough so I can dorm, but also close enough so I can bring my laundry home on the weekends. My mom, who's here today. So, like all of my high school friends, I chose Stony Brook University in Long Island. I had really great visions of what I was going to do there. I was going to be an elite student. I was going to participate in the student body. I was going to graduate summa cum laude in 4 years. But after a year and a half, I gained 30 pounds and I changed my major 3 times, from occupational therapy to business management to computer science. And I really had no interest in any of those fields. So I had no direction. My parents were in debt from my tuitions, so I was at a crossroad, and I had to decide, do I want to stay here and waste more time and money, or do I want to take my time and really think things through? So I made the decision, and I left Stony Brook. And my grades weren't that great either. I never went to class. So being that it was mid-December, and it was only 2 weeks from the start of spring semester, I was very lucky that Queensborough accepted me. And it was really, it was a wonderful, wonderful decision. It was probably the best decision I've ever made. At the time, a lot of people, they look down upon community colleges. They think, oh, it's a community college, it's not that great. But, unbeknownst to many people, Queensborough is excellent in its academics. And I agree, the professors here are wonderful. I'm glad I came here. It allowed me the time to mature mentally and academically, and it gave me the time to think about what areas I want to concentrate on, what my interests were. And I think this was a decision that saved my academic career. I know that I wanted to pursue further education. After getting my AA here, I went to also Queens College, and I also did speech. So I got my BA at Queens College for speech, and then I went on to LIU. I went to LIU on a full scholarship from the Board of Education, and I got my master's there. So I've been working as a bilingual speech-language pathologist. I really enjoyed my time here at Queensborough. I met Dr. Bluestone, who started off as my psych professor, and then she mentored me during my time here. And when I left and when I went to Queens College, she actually hired me to work here for her as a research assistant. And so my experiences were invaluable here and subsequent to being here. And I really enjoyed my time here. The professors were great. And it really is a good place. It's a good stepping stone to bigger and better things. So.
That's great. That the freshman coordinators from the Liberal Arts Academy are with us over there. And I wanted to welcome you to talk a little bit about how the Liberal Arts Academy can help support some of the things that our alumni have spoken about.
So I guess we'll do our infamous introduction that we feel like we do everywhere we go. So I guess you can start.
Good afternoon. My name is Kay-Ann Montague.
My name is Rebecca De Jesus.
I'm Alexandra Peck.
Cayman Charlotte.
Okay. So we are the freshman coordinators for the Liberal Arts Academy. How many of you in this audience are current freshman students? Great. First semester, second semester students? Second semester? Okay, so you may have heard of the freshman academies. The academies here at Queensborough consist of 6 academies. One is the Liberal Arts, which also focuses with criminal justice students. There's the Education Academy. There's the VAC Academy, which is Visual and Performing Arts. There's the Health-Related Sciences Academy. There's the STEM Academy, which is Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And the Business Academy. There's 6 of us. So pretty much our role here is to embrace and welcome all incoming freshmen from high school or starting out their first 2 years. We're pretty much their center to helping them find out resources, registering them, advising them for their first 2 semesters here at Queensborough. We kind of think of ourselves somewhat as like a one-stop shop where we don't want to bounce you around to 100 different departments. We want to make you feel at ease. We want you to feel that transitioning from high school into college, as some of the panelists have said, it's been difficult. You don't know exactly what you want to do. We know it's hard. It's a scary road to travel, but we hope that our presence here will definitely help you succeed and feel more confident in choosing your academic careers, and then hopefully creating relationships with your faculty coordinators, with your other services that we do have here on campus. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. This wasn't a prepared speech. But we do hope liberal arts, we find a lot of students, it's the same story across the board. I don't know what I want to do. I'm confused. I'm here at a community college. Am I wasting my time? And we really try to tell our students when we advise and register them that this is half of your bachelor's degree. And that's a big step. As one of the panelists did mention, when they went on to, for their bachelor's degree, they were able to then double major. I believe you were able to double major because your credits transfer with you. So you're starting off on a good, on a good level here, and it's a stepping stone to bigger things. Once you go on for your bachelor's, in my case, I think a couple of us had liberal arts degrees where I studied liberal arts, had no idea what I wanted to do, then transferred to Queens College and was able to then pursue my degree in psychology and counseling, and all my credits came with me. So it's a great thing. It's a great way to explore different options. It's a great way to really get your feet wet, figure out what you're good at, and hopefully then move on to bigger and better things. And always remember that you are at a community college, but be proud, love what you do it well, and continue. There's going to be a lot of barriers, and that's life, but hopefully our presence here will help you. If you have any questions, if you have any problems, you can always feel free to speak to us at any time, and we can help guide you to where you need to be. So, I don't know if you guys want to add anything.
We also very closely work with faculty coordinators. We actually have Megan Elias present with us today. There are quite a few faculty coordinators that work with us very closely to create that very personal relationship where you guys could mentor with a specific faculty coordinator from various social science departments. And just like Rebecca was pointing out, a lot of us came from community colleges. I actually had my associate degree at LaGuardia Community College as well, and then I moved to Queens College for my bachelor's, and now I'm currently doing my master's. So liberal arts is a major where you actually want to start to experience different disciplines, to be able to experience things outside of your comfort zone or something that you've never thought you would be good at. Just like one of our panelists were talking about speech pathology, which would be the greatest start.
Talk a little bit about the high impact activities.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Megan was going to touch on that. I started kicking myself for that. Part of what the freshman coordinators are going to help you do is to make sure that in your first, how many credits?
In your first 2 semesters.
First 2 semesters, okay. The first 2 semesters that you'll have access to 2 high-impact learning activities.
At least 2.
And so this big, long phrase, high-impact learning activity, there are a lot of different modes of high-impact learning activities. Some of them are things like learning communities, where you are in one class, you have one group of people, you have 2 professors, and what they're going to do then is take it beyond the single subject to show you what 2 different disciplines have in common, or how they can help to explain each other. Another kind of high-impact learning activity, which I think kind of directly feeds into what all of our amazing panelists have been talking about today, is the service learning component, which is where you are not only working in the classroom, but you're taking your knowledge and your skills out into the community. So you're using them in public, and you're learning as you're going, which is really a really special kind of experience that Queensborough is especially strong in. So you've come to the right place for that. Another kind of high impact learning activity is, what am I supposed to
e-portfolio.
Oh, e-portfolios. Okay, yeah. So this is using new technology to produce something that you take with you for the rest of your life. It's a digital, like a portfolio, right? A collection of everything that you do here. It can have personal elements. It can have professional elements, like your resume. It can have your best papers. It can have links to other people's work too that you enjoy, that speaks to you. So you can make this whole collection that represents you in the world, and it goes with you after you leave Queensborough. It goes with you through the rest of your college education, through your master's, through your PhD, into your career. So everywhere you go. So that's service learning, learning communities, and writing. Okay, yes, of course, writing intensive classes. Everybody who graduates from Queensborough has to take two. Is privileged, I should say, to take 2 writing intensive classes. In those classes, you're going to get the opportunity to work on expression through writing, which is something that you're going to need no matter what you do in life. A lot of people are afraid of writing. The only way to get over that fear is to do it. You just write. The more you write, the better you get. I'm still getting better as a writer. I have a long way to go, but I am getting better every time I write. So you just keep writing and you get better at it. It's one of those things that avoiding it is only going to make it worse. And so we've got really well-trained faculty who can deal with all kinds of issues of writing. English as a second or third or fourth language, fear, fear of writing, all kinds of issues that you might have. We know about it and we know how to deal with it. So is that all of them? Yes, that's a lot, right? Is there one?
Cornerstone.
Oh, right, so cornerstone courses.
That's the English 101.
Yeah, for this group, that would be the English 101, right? So you start out in an English 101 class that's going to be focused on, it's a cornerstone, so it's starting you out in the structure of your education. And that is a lot of stuff that you're packing into your first 2 semesters. It's really intensive, and all of that is focusing on getting you the skills to go forward with your academic life, but also to get to the places that all of these panelists have got to, and especially to them. What's your name? Vilma, right. So Vilma's moment when somebody said to her, "Hey, you're taking all these classes that have to do with speech. Maybe you're interested in speech." To get to that moment, the more you have these experiences, the more people are going to notice what your interests are and what your strengths are. They're going to say, "Hey, you're interested in whales. Let me help you with that." So I should have said that in the beginning.
Well, you're right. We, in the freshman academies, we're here to strengthen you on both sides. Your academic, but also the social component of being in college. Of course, you're around so many people. So in addition to being a part of the high impact strategies, including you in the learning communities and all these other activities, you're mingling and meeting colleagues, you're mingling and meeting your peers. We're again to experience that relationship where you can talk amongst each other and get other information and the opinions of people in the same position that you're in. We also try to bring students together in having academy activities. Like this one, celebration of the 50th anniversary of Queensborough is a liberal arts event, and we're hoping to bring all of us together so we can have this conversation. So throughout the semester, we also host other events, bringing faculty, students, staff members here together to share that information continuously.
There are also 2 other aspects that freshman academies that are very important, and those are the supplemental educational activities. And really, right now we have 2 major supplemental activities. One is the art gallery that, for example, has the 3rd largest African art collection in New York City. And in that gallery you have kiosks that describe the materials that are in the gallery that you can actually see, but we have actually computerized descriptions in 3 languages. So if you're taking, for example, Mandarin, and you have an assignment in your English 101 course that may have something to do with either culture, or art, or history of Africa, you can go to the gallery, you can really literally press on one of the computerized screens, and out in Mandarin comes a particular work of art. So I think that that's an added advantage that you have as members of the academies, and a lot of faculty members are incorporating that supplemental activity within our curriculum. We just got a major collection of pre-Columbian art. For those of you who are Latinos, will understand that there's this great degree of importance in understanding what happened in Latin America before the Spaniards colonized it. And there's going to be a major collection displayed in that art gallery. So you have here, right here in the campus, you have a major museum, if you will, although it's concentrated in two different areas, art, African art and pre-Columbian exhibits. We also have rotating exhibits, but that's the typical gallery activity. And the other supplemental activity, educational activity that we have, that is used either in service learning, it can be used in curricular class, and as part of curriculum, is the Holocaust Resource Center, which is a major center. It's the only center in an academic institution in New York State that uses the lessons of the Holocaust to understand the consequences of prejudice. And if you look around this room, you notice that we are not all from the same area of the world, and we all have different cultures, and we have all been subject to prejudice at one time or another in our lives. And what this center does is uses the lessons of the Holocaust to really understand the psychology, the sociology, the history of prejudice, and what is it that is important to do when someone is subject to prejudice. So we have exhibits on Rwanda, we have exhibits on Nanjing, the massacre, the Japanese massacre, Armenia, and so on and so forth. So that is an area to bring in the historical context. Now, the question. For the panelists, did you find it, and right here you have 4 individuals who have been very successful as students of this college, but behind them are a large number of individuals that either didn't make it or were not as successful as you were. You mentioned the fact that in speech there was one faculty member that really sort of was your freshman coordinator, the person who told you go on. And
I was lucky enough to have him.
Yeah. And did you all find it? I know, Jamal, I know that I was you.
Right here, right here.
You mentioned
Dr. Becker.
As your mentor. I think that there's and I'm sorry, I don't know you, but I know that every one of these individuals had someone who said, you can do it, you can go on.
And if you don't find that person at the first time, keep looking. You will find. I was lucky enough that this doctor, since the beginning we clicked, and he started explaining to me what the field was, what can I do with that, even though I was uncertain because I didn't know anything about it. But if you don't, because I know experiences for other students that they don't click, they cannot get the help that they want from that specific person, keep looking, because there are these people here in this school. If they see you, like you want to pursue something, they will help you. They will help you.
The point of the freshman academies is to facilitate that.
Now we have that, yes.
That the freshman coordinators can help a student find that individual, or in some cases, the freshman coordinators themselves are that individual. So we're trying to institutionalize what happened to you particularly.
That's
and I hope that, I know that I just came back from Seattle, and we had a national conference where we presented the concept of the freshman academies to peer colleges. And it was amazing how people responded, how our own peers. There was one president that said, I don't know how this is possible to be done with the resources that you have. And it's hard for people to understand how successful this initiative is. imagine that by the year 2012, when the fourth freshman academy takes place, every first-time full-time student would have gone through this process. Right now, it's only the class of 09. So some of you here, are not members of the freshman academies because you came in either before or you're attending on a part-time basis. We don't have the resources to do it for everybody immediately, but we're doing it one class at a time. So this fall 09 class is the first one, and then fall 10 next year we'll go on to fall 12. Everybody will have gone through it. I think that this is really wonderful, and I think that those of you who are part of the freshman academies are really very lucky. Because what you're getting is really something that you mentioned, and that is that this is really a private style education in a public setting. You're not paying the $40,000, and yet you're getting the same or more than you would get in a private school.
Thank you. Do any of the students here have questions that you would like to ask our panelists? And they can be all kinds of questions, right? I mean, you guys are pretty open, either pre-QCC experiences, post-QCC, maybe what they're doing right now or what they like best.
I'm going to excuse myself because I probably don't want to ask a question from.
In the back, go ahead.
What do you guys advice on people that want to go into a field but are getting discouraged by others saying that the economy is bad and maybe if I want to go into the field of social work and they say a lot of social workers are getting laid off and we both want to major in that after we finish QCC, should we continue or should we just change to nursing or I don't know.
Well, I think always go with what your passion is. Okay, don't worry about the economy because you can't control it. And hopefully it will turn around for the better, but there'll always be a need for social workers. And regardless of the economy, there's probably more need for social workers now than ever before because of that fact. Okay, people need to be, given some guidance when things go awry in their lives. And you're the type of person that would help them out. If you have a passion for it, no matter what it is, and in this day and age, when I graduated high school in 1976, wow. Right? Who was president then? Arthur B. Hayes or something like that? There were a lot of jobs, civil service jobs, industry jobs. The civil service jobs might be there to some degree, but even police officers need a degree now. When I graduated high school, police officers only needed a high school diploma. That has changed. So no matter what you do, and that's why liberal arts is great. If you're really not sure, if you get your associate's degree in liberal arts, but by the time you graduate, you might have a better idea what you want to do. But if you have a passion for social work, please don't stop. Don't give up because the economy's bad. People tell you there's no jobs out there. That's nonsense, is what that is. Listen to yourself and listen to people on campus who can maybe give you guidance, like advisors, career counselors. There's a lot of mechanism, a lot of apparatus on this campus that I found out while I was here. I thought I'd come here, take some classes, get my degree, and then move on. But while I was here, it opened my eyes to how the campus is maybe not the biggest campus, but it's what's inside those walls that's larger than the campus itself. And the people that work here are what make that give that sense of largeness to it. Anyone else want to add to that?
No, I agree completely with you. I mean, if you really want to do it, like I did it for myself, you want to do it, do it. Don't listen to people. Ask for advice, think about it, get information, do research, but if you really want to do it, just go ahead and do it. And the economy is bad today, but we don't know how it's going to be in 6 years. So you need a degree because the economy is bad. You need a degree. You want to do it and you like it, just go ahead and finish it, do it.
Were any of you guys discouraged because nowadays they're saying the more education you have, it's harder for you to get a job because the employers are looking saying that because you have a master's degree, they have to pay you more than somebody that has a bachelor's or associates, and everybody's saying more education, but were you guys discouraged to maybe settle a little?
Education is, yes, it takes you places in terms of what kind of job you want to do it, but education gives you more than that. It gives you you feel better, you feel it gives you power. When you know that knowing, that knowledge gives you power to do whatever you want to do. even though you have a degree, a master's degree in something, and you don't have a job, you still have the knowledge. You still can, interact with in another level. So don't worry about, how the economy is or how things are related with jobs. This makes you a better person because you know more than others that they don't have a degree. And being in that position, being with more power, you will be able to reflect that, and I'm sure you will find a good job. They will see that. They will see that you are proactive, that you know how to express yourself, that you know how the world works, and you will have more possibilities, more options than other people. So think it that way too.
I have something to say regarding your first question. One of my best friends, she's actually a social worker. She graduated Stony Brook with a sociology degree, and she went to NYU for her master's degree. So she's a clinical social worker, and she's actually working in St. Vincent. As you all know, it's closing down. So she, in May, is going to lose her job, but she has other interviews lined up already. So not only can you work in the hospital, you can work in the schools, you can work in the private sector as well. I work for a private agency. We do evaluations, all types of evaluations, and we also hire social workers. So there are different paths you can go with the same degree. Yeah.
Just a heads up, it's education and experience. And right now when you're in college, you can get internships a lot easier than when you aren't in college. So use the internship process heavily. So if you have the experience to back up your education, they really can't deny you the job. Then you can always file a suit against them, like, why did you hire me? I'm perfectly right. So.
Yeah, Jamal brings up an important point, as my other colleagues did, that part of education is learning how to network. And once you do that, it just makes you a better person, as someone had mentioned, but also teaches you the advantages of reaching out to other people. Because people will reach out to you as well. They want that feedback. So network yourself, and and no matter what you pursue, that's the best way to do it.
I have a question. Let's say you have a 2-year degree, and you tried everything. What do you do? Where do you go from there? I've been going online, going to job fairs, doing networking, and so far nothing is happening.
You mean you have your associate's degree?
Yeah.
In what, did you, in liberal arts or something else?
I got one from University State of New York. This is now called Excelsior College. And I got a word processing degree from over here. And I got certificates from Goodwill Industries. And I got certificates from the YWCA Women's Program. But I've been looking everywhere and not getting no responses from nobody.
So did you want to further your career or just start working?
I don't have the money.
Yeah. Well, there might be ways you can get some financial aid if you're eligible, or if you want to continue your education. But as far as getting a job just with the associate's degree, it depends on what field you're trying to get into.
Well, I was looking online, and even for the simplest little jobs, you need a 4-year degree for a nothing job these days.
You need a what?
I was going online, even for a ping pong attendant, they want a 4-year degree. Can you believe that?
It could feel like that sometimes. When things feel tough, or you feel that you're not getting anywhere, it feels like there's nothing out there. But there is. Be persistent.
Well, I've been going to networking events a lot.
Yeah, there's job fairs. We have job fairs on the campus here. It's open to everybody, not just students.
I don't know if you ever heard of Parent Job Net.
No, I heard that one.
Parent Job Net. It's one in a public school. They have career counselors there. And they have, I've been going to the networking event, trying to make contacts. And I've been going to job fairs. I even went to a show business expo.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's interesting.
I got an interview lined up for a free career consultation.
Yeah, well, just be persistent and do your best to keep going.
I think that's a good message from the panel. One is to connect with people while you're here, right? So for those of you who are in your first 2 semesters, make a connection with a professor, even if that professor isn't exactly in your field, although they may be better if they are, because that person knows other people or can connect you to somebody else, right? And to be persistent. I think you had a question?
Yes. Very nice hearing all of you speak. I was a print production manager for 20 years and came back to school to pursue a degree in either teaching or speech pathology.
You've been blessed today.
So this is my dream panel up here.
This is only a dream, don't worry. Wake up.
I'm a junior sophomore. I work at Queens College as as an office assistant for now. Will probably become either a para or a school secretary. I, unlike her, have a lot of different jobs that I can do, and all of them, my ones I really want is either teaching or speech pathology. And I'm really torn because I know when I go to Queens College, when I graduate from here, I will need to choose because they both require an internship, and they told me I can't really double as teaching and speech pathology, and that really bugs me because I really want to do both, and it would be really difficult for me to do that. So I'm kind of at a place where I need to choose what I want to do, and I know I want to work with kids, and I know I want to work in schools.
You want to be a classroom teacher? Is that what you want to do?
Well, I'm very torn. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the elementary ed program here. I'm in the LE1, the dual joint degree program with Queens College. So after here, I know I'm going to go there. Probably won't be working there anymore, but I'll be going to school there for sure. And I know, I'll be working for the DOE probably within the year. I'll get a job with the DOE. I know that. It's only what career path I'm going to take to continue my career once I'm there. And it will either be in teaching or speech pathology. Is there any way you can...
Can't you get a bachelor's in education and get your master's in speech pathology?
No, you got to do your post-bac.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you take a post-bac, then you have to get to repeat a lot over. So I've been advised not to do a post-bac. So I really kind of have to choose one.
Well, do you want to do regular ed if you go into a school, or you want to do special ed?
I would do either, because I have a special needs son, so who has a speech and language pathologist since he's 2. So I'm very interested in doing both. And I'm having a really difficult time deciding what to choose. I was wondering if you had any advice with that.
There's also CET teachers. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a special education itinerant teacher. Mm-hmm. They also do one-on-one for 0 to 3 for EI students and 3 to 5 CPSE kids.
Yeah, no, I either want to do an elementary ed or speech and language pathology. Like that much I know.
I think you have to see your timing. How flexible are you? You have kids, you have family, maybe you have little kids, you need more flexibility with your time. I will say my opinion, it's my opinion, speech pathologist. With a speech pathologist, you have more flexibility. You put your time, you can work with an agency, you can have, get the cases that you want. You manage your caseload. Being in the Board of Education, you have your classroom, you have your timing, you have your vacation, everything is fixed.
Which I like because I'm
that's why I say it's your preference
and want to retire with the Board of Ed.
Okay, so it's your preference. Where do you see you got more flexibility and you will be happy with that? It makes you happy to have something fixed, like they have good insurance, they have good
yes.
for retirement,
security,
so the Board of Education would be better.
So if you specialize in pathology, you're not on staff at the
when I'm working right now, we don't have that. We don't have the same. I work with a Head Start. Head Start is another kind of funding. If I work with the Board of Education, then I would have what we are talking about. But I'm not. I'm not working with them. But it's depending. What do you want? Where do you want to be from now in 20 years? What do you want to do? Because a speech pathologist is not easy. It's more difficult than being, in the special education or special as a teacher.
She kind of gave
more
us
competitive.
her answer.
You need more time to study. You need more time.
You gave us your answer already. You want to retire with the Board of Ed.
I did.
So there you go.
You can be a speech pathologist and be the Board of Education too.
You could work in a school.
You could work in a school too and be a speech pathologist.
You can. I thought they did.
Yeah, you can. I'm not doing that, but you can. There are many speech pathologists working in the school.
On staff.
And to turn this into sort of a general thing, actually, you go ahead and ask your question, and then I'll ask mine later.
Actually, my question is for Jamal or anyone with panel member. I heard you all mention about taking advantage of the internship opportunity, right? Actually, I'm at a point right now with what I want to know is do you all have a recommended time frame to take advantage of those opportunities? Because it's like I'm at the point right now where those words keep popping up.
Internship?
Like, should I do it right after my associates, or should I wait till I finish my bachelor's?
When you go to your 4-year college, you have to be a junior or senior in order to get an internship. But internships can take you now while you're a sophomore. When I went to see my internship counselor, she actually recommended doing at least 3. Do as many as I can get, because the industry I want to get into is doing really poorly, and the more experience you have, the better you look on paper. And that's what they get. They get a piece of paper, and then they decide if they want to interview you. So as long as you look really well on paper, you have the education, you have the experience, then it's kind of hard to deny you the interview, and then that's on you. You got to kill that. At this point, at Queensborough, my recommendation would be to start looking for internships for the summer now. See if you can get you're planning to transfer, if you're planning to stay here. What are you planning to do?
Yeah, I'm supposed to transfer.
You're planning to transfer. So what you might want to do is get in contact with your 4-year college and find out if you can get an internship through them to get the credit. Or there are non-credited internships too. So you can go work for free, but I believe our president's trying to get rid of that. So, we might be paid for our internships from now on.
Because I actually heard one of our members mention that I also want to get into like the social work field, and that's what I was mentioning, the volunteering and stuff. It's like, should I do it now or wait? That's why I asked.
It's better to start now.
If they'll take you now and you can work your schedule around your coursework, then you should do it. My friend, she volunteered at the Asian Women's Center. Well, she got paid a little bit, I think. It was a non-profit organization, but it looked really good on her.
And also, why I'm sort of like confused is the fact that I'm an international student here, and it's like we're on a time frame, so you gotta complete stuff within a certain time frame and do your stuff. So it's like, should I do it or should I just go straight in and do my stuff? And so
I think you should do whatever it takes you to get your degree. The internship will come, with the time. But if you have a free time and you want to do it well, you concentrate what is more important. What is your priority? Finish your degree or mix the internship with the degree? I don't know what is the free time. You have to think about it.
If I'm not mistaken, international students are required to go back to their country after they complete their degree. So your time frame is kind of shortened compared to everyone else. So you probably should be doing internships in the summer and the winter if you have the opportunity, or even try to get an internship on your campus. So you don't have to commute anywhere. They do have those. There's an urban studies internship on Queensborough campus, which would help for social work, if I'm not mistaken. So you could have applied for that while you were here. For the people that are still going to be here next semester, you can apply for that. Social work is in the back now.
Yeah.
You done? All right. Yeah. Right on.
I think on a student visa, you can work 1 year after you graduate.
OPT,
Yeah, 1 year.
But my thing is, I don't want to. I just want to do my schooling and.
You want to go?
I'm not going to go, but get out the way and then see what I'm going to go from there. That's what I'm looking at, just do it and then see what I'm going to do from there. Maybe take advantage of everything after.
An internship can really help you shape what you do in the future. I mean, I did some internships that taught me what I really didn't want to do with my life. And I wouldn't have known it if I hadn't tried. I might have gone to graduate school in library science or something, but a little internship told me that I didn't want to be in the library all day. And it's just a little thing like that. It's hard. It's just you've got this limited amount of time and you just have everything in it at once. And you're going, did you say you're going to Hunter?
Yeah, next semester.
Yeah, so what you want to do is maybe talk to the freshman coordinators here about who they want Hunter to then get you, so that before you even start at Hunter, you're already getting advised about how to fit all this in together. But yeah, I recommend doing everything all at once. It's a crazy time in your life, and your life is never going to be that way again. Just remember that, college happens, and then something else happens, but it's not always going to be tomorrow like it is today.
And there should be career centers, right? I mean, there's a career center here, and there should be at Hunter. So maybe a plan for you is to get in touch with them right away and say, okay, this is my situation, and do you have something that maybe can get me credit, right? So you can do it at the same time. But it's good that you're, I mean, it seems like all the panelists are saying to work hard and be focused and to really pursue those things that you want. And I think, Vilma, you were speaking about it a lot before, right? The importance of if you're here, to do it well and to do it full, right? And to get as much out of it as you can. So it's good that the fact that you're thinking about all these things puts you ahead already, right? Because at least it's on the radar. And I think that's really important.
And one more thing, just moving away from that a little bit. In the back, you said you're graduating?
Yes.
Excellent. When? In June?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And for all of you who are still in school, if you graduate, it helped me on my resume as well. I have an associate's, a bachelor's, and I'm going for my master's, because it shows that you finished what you started. Okay? Those who, you know, maybe you come to school for a year or two or even 3, and they get like 30, 40 credits, they think about transferring. If there's this long gap and then you finally get your bachelor's at 6 or 7 years, I mean, employers are going to look at that. But if they see 3 years in associates, 2 or 3 years later a bachelor's, and then something else, they're going to see there's a pattern and there's a consistency that shows that you finished what you started. And that speaks very well to employers, it does. And loudly, by the way.
I have a question. Like when you do a resume, if you graduated, like, say, here in 1977, would you put that down in your resume?
Absolutely. It's an achievement. It's any achievements you have in life, put them down.
Because I spoke to a counselor at the Department of Labor. They said if you put down you graduated in 1977, like discriminating against your age.
Well, they're going to, I mean, they're going to, when you come for the interview, they're going to see you, so that doesn't really matter, right? Exactly. Unless you can go through some miracle transformation, but don't worry about it. Like Jamal said, experience counts just as much, you know, or equally with education.
It was saying, like, I took classes for Word and Excel. They said don't put down 2000, 2002, because it'll show that you don't know anything higher than that level. Right.
Yeah, we have some apparatus on campus to help with resumes, I believe, and even there's independent, there's I think they're run by the city. There are organizations, nonprofit organizations that will help you with your resume as well. Yeah, there's mechanisms out there to help you with that.
Do you believe in, like, when you graduate from college or leave it on?
Excuse me?
Well, like, they said to take the graduation date off. Because
we don't put the date, you just put the year. Yeah, so you just put the year.
Take that out.
There are many ways to write resumes, but like he said, here maybe there are people that can help you. You know how to structure your resume that doesn't show you know exactly the gaps that you have. There are ways. There are many ways to now write resumes.
Because I was working.
Maybe you need somebody to guide you.
Because I was also working in the Board of Elections for 8 years, but only when they had the elections. They said, like, don't put down 2001 to president, parentheses, only when during election time to show that I'm not working there on a permanent basis.
I think you should ask somebody that is a specialist because I don't know the resumes.
Yeah, a career center.
The Career Service Center.
They closed, so they don't have the student personnel here no more.
No, but they have a career. There's a
Career Service Centers upstairs.
If I graduate from here in 1983, would I still get help?
You're alumni.
You could ask. You should ask.
Because that's not try to get into the job fair and they kick me out.
I don't. These are things I know. We're more a little more general, I think, right? Are there any other questions for our panel? You have them here. Grab them while they're here.
See some thoughts brewing, but they're not coming out.
Yeah, can't get them out there.
We'll close our eyes, that way we won't see.
Okay, go ahead. Just call it out.
No, going once?
Twice?
I would like to thank our panelists so much for participating in this. Having access to real life experience is priceless. So can we give our panelists? Thank you all for coming and for asking such good questions and for getting even more information out of them than you got before. Eat and drink before